Police and witnesses do agree on one thing, that a suspected drug user had a white sock and he stuffed it in his mouth just as narcotics agents were making an arrest here in this parking lot at 5th and Federal. What happened next and why it happened is now the subject of an incredible controversy.
Spit the drugs out! Get the drugs out!
That's veteran Denver police officer Charles Jones IV smashing an unarmed suspect in the face 6 times. You can see the suspect's head bouncing off the pavement as a result of the force. These exclusive pictures taken inside an ambulance a short time later show some of the trauma caused by the blows.
Spit the drugs out!
Levi Frazier was a bystander who videotaped the arrest on his tablet.
I've never heard anything louder than that. And I used to cage fight for quite a while, and I've never seen punches harder than that.
According to police reports obtained exclusively by Fox 31 Denver, Officer Jones's reported reasoning for the punches were twofold: trying to retrieve what he believed was a bag of heroin from the suspect's mouth, and fear that this green T-shirt wearing undercover narcotics officer's arm was injured, trapped beneath the suspect's body.
You could inflict serious injury.
Mark Carlson is a former Brighton police officer hired to analyze this videotape for the drug suspect's potential criminal case.
I just don't see how either swallowing evidence or they're worried about him choking is justifying that degree of force. I mean, you're risking, we don't want you to choke, so we're going to fracture your face instead.
But officer-thrown punches are not the only actions in this parking lot that shocked Frazier. The suspect's 7 months pregnant girlfriend can be heard off camera screaming for police to stop. When she approaches the pile, Jones reaches out and trips her. The woman falls hard on her stomach and face. Officer Jones's reason for face-planting a pregnant woman? He thought she was going to kick him. Frazier didn't see it that way.
She was just screaming like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Let him go. Let him go. Stop hurting him. What are you doing?" And she was just concerned for him. Like, you could clearly hear that.
Police expert Carlson says, as bad as this looks, officers are usually given wide latitude when outside interference presents itself.
I'm sure I would react similarly, whether it's pushing her, jumping up to confront her, grabbing her, whatever it is, because you're not sure what the threat is.
I sat there and turned around as that happened, after she got thrown down, like, did anyone else see this? Is this really happening right now?
In fact, police did see something, Frazier pointing a camera at them. He tells Fox 31 Denver they threatened him with arrest, demanded he turn over all photos and videotape to them, then seized his tablet over his objections.
When he took it, I said, "Hey, you can't do that. You need a warrant for that." And he was like, "What program did you take the video with? Where is that?"
Frazier says police ignored his objections and dug through his personal photos anyway.
The first officer that comes up to ask me about my witness statement brings me to the police car and says, "We could do this the easy way, or we could do this the hard way."
When they said we can do this the easy way or the hard way, how did you take that?
It was taken as you can either cooperate and give us what we want, or we're going to incarcerate you.
Official police reports don't even mention officers trying to view Frazier's videotape, let alone anything about seizing a tablet or erasing files. But listen, officers clearly knew he was recording. Frazier says that when they returned with his tablet, the file was gone.
I couldn't believe it. I mean, my heart dropped. I was like, man, I know I just shot that video. Like, it's not on there now.
After Frazier got home, he tells Fox 31 Denver he synced his tablet with an electronic cloud. And within moments, the video file reappeared.
Did you get a feeling that they wanted to see what you had in case it was evidence against their behavior?
It was very well known that the video was shot and that things were done on the video that shouldn't be leaked out, that it would be bad for the reputations of police officers.
Frazier's friends encouraged him to delete the clip, suspecting Denver police would figure out a way to jam him up. Frazier tells Fox 31 Denver he has faith that police commanders will do the right thing and target their next investigation toward cleaning up what appears to him to be a group of officers using excessive force. The injured suspect is David Nelson Flores. He faces a charge of resisting arrest and 2 felony drug charges. The woman who was tripped is Myra Guerrero. She faces charges for obstruction, drugs, and child abuse because there was a child in the car when this arrest went down. Neither showed up for their last court appearance, so if you've seen them, encourage them to turn themselves in. And we did offer to show Denver police the videotape 2 days ago, but they declined. Late today, still without seeing the video, Commander Matt Murray spoke with Fox 31 Denver about Mr. Frazier's allegations.
We would love to talk with him. If he has further information, we want that information. And if there's misconduct, we will happily investigate that and report that to the community. This is about transparency, not cover up like you were intimating in your teaser.
And we'll have more from the police department tomorrow as we continue to investigate the apparent discrepancies between what's on the videotape and what the police wrote in their reports before they knew the videotape existed.
More now on our exclusive investigation into allegations of excessive force by Denver police. The bystander who shot videotape of Denver police officers appearing to rough up a suspect and his pregnant girlfriend claims police tried to delete the clip. New tonight, investigative reporter Chris Halsney looks into your rights when police want to see what's on your cell phone.
This witness is accusing Denver police officers of violating federal law. Now, legal experts tell me he's on the right track. Police cannot, except in rare circumstances, seize your mobile devices without a search warrant.
Don't swallow that drug.
It's videotape that's hard to watch. Just the sound of the punches police delivered to the face of an unarmed accused drug user makes witness Levi Frazier cringe. But what really makes him furious is the way he says Denver police treated him after they saw him taking video of this arrest in a public parking lot.
And there wasn't a soul in sight anywhere. And at that point, I was like, man, I gotta go. Like, I'm the only person that just saw this happen. And that was when I went to my van and put the tablet underneath 2 of my work bags in the work van, hoping that nobody would ever find it back there.
But that didn't work. Frazier says police on scene threatened him with arrest unless he turned over the videotape.
I mean, I didn't give it to him at all. I went back to the van and grabbed it, and as I was walking up, it was taken out of my hand.
Frazier tells us an officer thumbed through all his personal photos looking for the arrest videotape, and when he got the device back, Frazier says the clip was gone. He revived it later from his electronic cloud.
Well, I went and hooked up to Wi-Fi and then got right back in the photos, and there it was. And I was like, oh, how did that, you know? And there it was. And I sat there and I watched it, and it was surreal to realize that I had just captured that on video.
A June Supreme Court ruling greatly limits under what circumstances police can look into your cell phone, iPad, or tablet digging for evidence.
They crossed the line, absolutely.
Attorney Benjamin Hartford is representing Frazier. He says both the suspect getting punched and his client are victims of Denver police abuse.
You know, if you make a mistake or if you go too far as an officer, if you own it and you say it, then you're going to be in much better position than if you try to conspire to cover it up or justify something improperly.
Aya Gruber is a CU Boulder professor of law. She says police can threaten and intimidate all they want. What is not legal, though, is the seizure of your camera, tablet, or cell without a judge's signed warrant.
Police are still going to ask if you're filming them, if they can see what you did, or they're still going to tell you to stop or you better delete that. There's nothing preventing them from doing those things. What they can't do is say, you have to give me your cell phone and I get to look through it. That's what they can't do.
Gruber tells Fox 31 Denver that constitutional law allows police to look into pockets and purses, but the Supreme Court drew the line at unfettered access to personal electronic storage devices.
Your cell phone contains the most intimate information of your life. It contains your passwords, social security numbers, bank records, everything. So the Supreme Court did not want to give police broad authority to be able to access that without any oversight.
That's a message that Levi Frazier hopes Denver police start hearing. I asked Denver Police Commander Matt Murray point blank, what's the department's policy on officers searching in cell phones and tablets for files without a warrant? He didn't answer, instead choosing to question Levi Frazier's character and honesty, intimating that he was an unreliable witness. Chris Halsney, Fox 31 Denver.
The Denver Police Department under fire for this video showing officers making a rough arrest back in August. And tonight, Fox 31 Denver has confirmed that the FBI Public Corruption Unit is looking into those actions of those officers.
All week, Fox 31 Denver investigative reporter Chris Halsney has been digging into what really happened that day. And tonight, he has new developments in this exclusive report.
Both the FBI and the Internal Affairs Division of the Denver Police Department are working on answering a couple of questions. One, did officers use excessive force? And two, did they illegally seize a witness's tablet?
You saw it here first, a videotape of a Denver police officer punching a drug suspect in the face 6 times and then tripping his pregnant girlfriend. New tonight, the same officer has been promoted. That promotion comes just 1 week after Fox 31 Denver's investigative team first raised serious questions about police behavior during that arrest.
Now the Latino community is weighing in, frustrated by what they are calling an outrageous decision by Denver police. Investigative reporter Chris Halsney joins us now live with another exclusive report on a controversial case. Chris?
The promotion of police officer Charles C. Jones IV happened despite the fact that Denver Police Internal Affairs today also confirmed they have an open ongoing investigation into Jones's actions seen on that videotape. Officer Charles Jones is now Sergeant Jones. This picture shows new stripes on his uniform sleeve at a Denver police ceremony held last Wednesday. His name also appears on this DPD Facebook post congratulating a team of 5 new sergeants.
Get the drugs out!
Videotape of Jones punching a Honduran immigrant suspected of carrying drugs in his mouth went viral last week after airing as part of a Fox 31 Denver investigation. Jones was originally cleared of using excessive force, but after this new witness videotape recently surfaced, DPD reopened the case. Lisa Calderon is a leading member of the Colorado Latino Forum. She says Jones's promotion makes zero sense.
It tells us that they're not listening. And at a time of national outcry, what does it take to get them to be responsive?
On the same day that Jones was promoted, the Latino Forum released a scathing 21-page report about a culture of violence inside DPD.
We are concerned of what seems to be an increased number of abuse toward our community, and we want to see it stop.
Fox 31 Denver asked Denver police about the timing of Jones's promotion and was it a violation of its own policies and procedures. Commander Matt Murray left us a voicemail.
There would have been nothing to preclude anybody from being promoted in this situation. DPD does not have a specific policy regarding when we would or wouldn't promote someone.
Calderon feels like giving a raise and greater power to an officer under investigation for this is a huge slap in the face to the Latino community.
On the one hand, we have an officer punching someone and getting promoted. On the other hand, we have a captain shoving someone at a ball game and he gets demoted. It sends a confusing message to the community and it's inconsistent.
Now, Calderon is referring to the recent demotion of Captain Joe Black to the rank of lieutenant after he was caught on tape there pushing a fan at a Rockies game over the summer. Black can still appeal that case, but Denver police are using it as an example of how they can hold their employees accountable.
A Citizens Oversight Board appointed by Denver's mayor takes on the Denver police chief tonight over his handling of a violent arrest. This citizen-shot video, exclusively aired by Fox 31 Denver last month, shows a small group of officers arresting a drug suspect by repeatedly punching the man and then tripping his pregnant girlfriend. New tonight, political fallout, accusations that DPD jumped the gun defending the actions of its officers. Investigative reporter Chris Halsney joins us live with exclusive new details in the investigation. Chris?
Well, Deborah, this letter here is a rare case of the Citizen Oversight Board publicly criticizing the Denver Police Department right in the middle of a high-profile investigation.
Did anyone else see this? Is this really happening right now?
When Frazier went public with his concerns that police behavior was out of bounds and accused DPD of illegally seizing his video files without a warrant, Denver police hit back. Instead of an apology, DPD attacked Frazier's credibility and immediately backed the officers as using reasonable force. The mayor's oversight board today harshly criticized both actions in a letter directly to Chief Robert White, saying there should be no premeditated conclusions at the beginning of an IAB investigation. In this case, however, the DPD has publicly stated that the force was appropriate before IAB or Internal Affairs has even conducted its investigation. They also added, instead of thanking the witness who came forward to share information, DPD publicly attacked his character. It is very likely that the DPD attacks on this witness will only reinforce fears in the community and inhibit other members of the public from cooperating with DPD or IAB if they witness possible officer misconduct in the future. Citizens Oversight Board co-chair Cisco Gallardo told Fox 31 Denver tonight why they sent that letter.
It shows like the lack of value for for potential witnesses. And if you're, witness something, you shouldn't be afraid of getting persecuted because you happen to be there and you happen to film it.
And now, breaking news on that very topic. I have confirmed within the last hour that Levi Frazier, that videotaping witness, is right now sitting inside the Denver City County Jail. I am told that on his way here to this TV station to interview with me earlier this afternoon, Denver police pulled him over and arrested him. His charge, a warrant out of another county for failing to show proof of insurance. He's going to sit in the county jail tonight, can't bond out till tomorrow. Chris Halsney, Fox 31 Denver.
Key witness who recorded this video of a Denver police officer repeatedly punching a drug suspect out of jail tonight after he's pulled over and arrested by another Denver police officer. Thanks for staying with us at 5:30. I'm Jeremy Hubbard.
And I'm Aristea Brady. The unusual nature of such an arrest and a night in jail has Denver police under fire today from civil rights groups and attorneys. Investigative reporter Chris Halsney has been following this story. He now has the exclusive details. Chris?
The question is one that is hard to avoid. Is DPD trying to intimidate someone who stepped forward to complain about their behavior by jailing him on something that most of us would consider a petty offense? Levi Frazier is not the only one today saying maybe. On Thursday, while driving his new truck on his way to speak again with Fox 31 Denver, Levi Frazier was pulled over by an unmarked Denver police cruiser. Expired tags, they said.
My door got open. I got pulled out of the car. Hands got put behind my back.
When DPD checked the computer, Frazier had a misdemeanor warrant issued just hours before by a Park County judge. Failure to appear on 2 traffic tickets. Frazier was thrown into cuffs and sent into general population inside the Denver County Jail overnight.
Whether it's going to be a day in jail, 24 hours, or a week, one way or another, we're going to get back at you. That's the way that I felt.
Frazier's previous encounter with Denver police is known worldwide. He's the guy who shot this videotape, then complained that DPD threatened him with arrest so they could take his videotape evidence. Every civil rights group in Denver stepped forward to complain that DPD shouldn't try to scare away witnesses to their alleged excessive force. Just weeks after going public, Frazier is jailed for allegedly having no proof of insurance and an unregistered vehicle.
Do you find this arrest a coincidence? Are you unlucky?
I'm either the unluckiest man in the world or I'm being targeted and I'm being used against in a prejudiced way to prove a point that you don't come out and say things against us without some kind of retaliatory force.
Frazier was arrested about the same time yesterday that the Denver mayor-appointed Citizen Oversight Board went public with its condemnation of the Denver Police Department's handling of the Internal Affairs investigation into the incident videotaped by Frazier. That condemnation included a harsh criticism of how DPD had been launching personal attacks on Frazier's credibility. COR co-chair Cisco Gallardo says DPD has been way out of line.
It shows like the lack of value for, for potential witnesses. And if you're, witness something, you shouldn't be afraid of getting persecuted because you happen to be there and you happen to film it.
Denver police tell us today that Frazier was stopped for a bad license plate and the officer had no idea who he was. Now, in a bit of deja vu, Frazier says he recorded part of his arrest yesterday on his tablet. We have it. We're going through that material now. We'll bring it to you as we confirm the facts.
More questions tonight about how Denver police handled video evidence. This is a clip of an officer turning off a citizen's tablet while that person was recording a traffic stop. And it wasn't just any random person the DPD pulled over. It was a high-profile witness at the center of a Denver police excessive force investigation. Investigative reporter Chris Halsney joins us with the exclusive story. Chris?
Our viewers are familiar by now with this infamous videotape shot by witness Levi Frazier last August. It shows a Denver police officer punching an unarmed suspect in the face 6 times and then tripping his pregnant girlfriend. Now, new video, again shot by Frazier, again putting DPD on the defensive. When Levi Frazier saw an unmarked Denver police cruiser slip behind his truck last Thursday, he says he got a little nervous. Not because he knew he had expired temporary tags, but because 2 weeks prior, he'd gone public with a complaint that DPD had harassed, intimidated, and threatened him with arrest for videotaping what he considered excessive force.
Do you find this arrest a coincidence? Are you unlucky?
I'm either the unluckiest man in the world or I'm being targeted and I'm being used against in a prejudiced way to prove a point that you don't come out and say things against us without some kind of retaliatory force.
Because he feared that retaliation, Frazier says he hit the record button on his Samsung tablet when the officer pulled him over last Thursday. That's the same tablet he used to record this violent arrest of a suspected drug dealer, and the same tablet he claims DPD illegally seized from him in an attempt to erase that video. Frazier says he wasn't taking any chances with his second police encounter.
I turned it on, flipped it over to camera real quick, let it play, set it right underneath my seat, face up.
Denver police tell me the officer had no idea who Frazier was, and when they ran his name through their computers, they found a traffic warrant out of another county for failure to provide proof of car insurance.
Said, "Am I under arrest?" He says, "Yeah, you're under arrest. What do you think?"
And here's what happened next. The Denver police officer searches Frazier's truck and finds the recording tablet and turns it off.
And you can see him kind of look at it, and then he hits the stop button. And then I didn't know that he had done that at the time.
The officer then restarts the tablet's record function, creating a second video file before he asks Frazier about it.
Do you want this on for a reason? Yes, please. Just want me to let it stay running, please. Okay.
We obtained this copy of the police report for that incident, but there's very little detail and nothing about Frazier's recordings. Denver Police Commander Matt Murray declined an on-camera interview, but told Fox 31 Denver whether the officer turned it off or not is irrelevant. It was not a search. The officer was only securing valuables out of the car as required by policy. Levi Frazier spent about 24 hours in the Denver jail for failure to appear in court on 2 traffic tickets out of Park County. We have asked DPD how often such offenses result in incarceration. We'll bring you that answer when we get it.
Yeah, that does seem like a pretty key question. Only on Fox 31 Denver. First, we showed you this video, a pair of accused drug dealers getting roughed up by police. Now, a second video emerges. Tonight, new questions about police behavior during and after this arrest. The witness who recorded the police incident has said all along he felt threatened by police when they discovered that he recorded the arrest on his tablet. Good evening, I'm Jeremy Hubbard.
And I'm Deborah Takahara. He also told investigative reporter Chris Halsney they took the tablet without a warrant when he refused to give it to them. Chris joins us tonight with exclusive new video that brings into question the accuracy of DPD's description and handling of the incident. Chris?
Well, this is about a 37-page report filed by officers at the scene of the drug arrest that ended with a suspect going to the hospital. Now, this paperwork either fails to mention or downplays key facts that are obvious in both the first video we've already shown you and now the latest we've uncovered.
Spit the drugs out!
Just a few seconds after a street-level witness shot this video of a Denver police narcotics team holding down and punching a suspect in the face, then tripping his pregnant girlfriend, operators of a city-owned street camera called Halo also hit record.
This is Halo. They're in the 500 block on the western side.
The parking lot at 5th and Federal erupts with obvious activity, but on the outskirts, another story is about to play out. This is video-taking bystander Levi Frazier in the light yellow t-shirt and ball cap. He's leaving to hide his Samsung tablet and video file of the arrest under some tools inside his work van. When Frazier returns to provide his witness statement, the Halo video that we've discovered shows a half-dozen officers, several of whom moments before put a drug suspect in the hospital with head injuries, surround Frazier. He tells Fox 31 Denver he was scared and intimidated, but stood his ground and told the officers they couldn't have his video.
What are you thinking right here?
What did I do? I mean, why do you need all of you guys to come up to a witness to get a statement or to ask me what I saw? I thought I was going to get the cup slapped on me right then and there.
Frazier claims this officer opened his patrol car doors and told him to cooperate, or else.
So this is where he's telling me we can do this the easy way or we can do this the hard way. And he's bringing out all the things to empty out the back of the cop car to let me know that if I don't give this to him, I'm going to be sitting there in the back of that cop car by myself, heading down to the precinct.
Halo video shows a uniformed officer escorting Frazier to and from his van before guiding him behind a black police SUV out of direct sight of the camera. It was there, Frazier told us, that an officer just grabbed the tablet out of his hands without permission.
They want it and they have it right here. My arms are crossed. There's no way that I can have anything in. You can see his arms moving right here, going through my tablet, flicking through. You can see the shade of the light. And he's going, and then he gets into my gallery.
As for DPD, it released a statement about Frazier's credibility after he first went public, saying in part, the allegations of misconduct regarding illegal search, destruction of evidence, and cover-up all hinge on the veracity of Mr. Frazier. There is no independent evidence that we are aware of that would lead the reviewer to a conclusion.
At the point that the police officers start attempting to inspect the contents of the electronic device, that crosses the line. That's a violation of the Fourth Amendment.
Constitutional attorney and Denver University law professor Nancy Long says unless Denver police can prove they got permission from Frazier, they have a legal problem.
And that if the police officers don't have that warrant, if you don't want to give them your device, if you don't want them to inspect your electronic device, you don't have to do that.
Although the video is certainly not definitive proof, DPD seized Frazier's tablet, nor illegally scrolled through it to seek evidence. It appears to further boost Frazier's credibility. Internal Affairs has reopened an investigation based on Frazier's complaint. Now, initially, DPD found no violation of law or policy on use of force. As for the Halo video, DPD says they have viewed it, but cannot discuss its content, as it is now potential evidence in this case.
The mayor was leaving a roundtable discussion on race relations and excessive force by police when we caught up with him. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Boris Sanchez.
And I'm Deborah Takahara. We thought this would be the perfect opportunity to ask about the video of Denver officers punching that drug suspect. Fox 31 Denver's Chris Halsney is here now with the exclusive story. Chris?
The topic of today's well-attended town hall meeting, race and justice in the Mile High City. The media was invited to speak with the mayor, and it became clear, though, at one point he didn't want to talk with me, even though he knew well in advance our intentions. Fox 31 Denver called, emailed, even visited Mayor Michael B. Hancock in person prior to today's race discussion to make it clear we wanted to speak with him afterwards about how police are handling a complaint into this violent arrest of 2 Honduran immigrants. The mayor's staff assured Fox 31 Denver our crews would have 15 minutes to ask questions, but the mayor instead slipped out the back door. Mr. Mayor, they said there'd be a media availability for us. Mr. Mayor, come on. My name's Chris.
I'm late for an event, man. I got to get to another event.
We have asked you for your comment on this story for 2 weeks. His security blocked us from following, but once he was outside in his black SUV in the parking lot, we again tried to get his comment on what he thought about this and this and this, a topic that came up during the Race and Justice Public Forum. Why don't you just answer if the police department has done a good job with this investigation? After several minutes of persistence on our part, to his credit, Mayor Hancock reemerged from his SUV, security in tow, to fulfill his promise to speak.
First of all, we were going to work with you to set up an interview. You never have to ninja me. I don't run, okay?
You just ran.
No, listen to me for a minute. I don't run. I'm telling you that you're not going to ninja me. If I'm not prepared to have answers for you, you're not going to get them. This is an active investigation. And when we're ready to talk about it, we will. But right now, we're going to look at the facts. When an officer is found to have stepped over the line, we will hold him accountable. There's nothing in my ability to work with police officers that I'm not proven that I would not hold them accountable, okay?
So the mayor is now on record. He is watching how police deal with its latest excessive force complaint. That sometimes it doesn't get done correctly. They just want that assurance
from you. The whole
from you.
reform that we've done is to make sure that we restore that trust. And I am involved. I've been briefed on it.
Mayor Hancock also said he is aware the police chief, internal affairs, and the independent monitor have ongoing investigations, and when those investigations are complete, he'll have more to say. Now, we did end our conversation with a Merry Christmas, so perhaps no hard feelings about some tough questions. Chris Halsney, Fox 31 Denver.
Get the drugs out! Get the drugs out!
That's veteran Denver police officer Charles Jones IV smashing an unarmed suspect in the face 6 times.